the War Machine is one of TDX's strongest towers. It's capable of dishing out tons of damage and directly squaring up with some of the most fearsome bosses. In its current state, both paths are well balanced, with the top path focusing on consistent damage output and the bottom path focusing on boss knockback. However, there's just one issue. The top path is boring. While its capabilities are certainly worthy of a crystal price tag, unlike some towers, I don't think anyone would mind if it was more interesting. So without further ado, I present to you War Machine Mark II. So obviously, this rework will only be affecting the top path, and for simplicity's sake, we'll assume the bottom path upgrades are already purchased. Let's start with level 3, Custom Armory for $50,000. The Abrams Walker now has 8,000 HP, and instead of being equipped with normal weapons, it's equipped with hardpoints. What are hardpoints, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, because you might have noticed this new window here. This is the Armory window, which allows you to customize each individual Abrams Walker to your liking. Yes, you heard that right. The new top path will be fully customizable, with each hardpoint having multiple weapon options, making this tower adaptable to any situation that may arise during a match, and adding an entirely new, never-seen-before mechanic to TDX. The level 3 Abrams Walker is equipped with one primary hardpoint and one secondary hardpoint, and spawns in squads of 2 with a limit of 2 squadrons on the path at once. For the primary hardpoint, you have a choice between 3 weapons. The first weapon, the minigun, is your standard damage dealer. It has the most DPS, but also has the shortest range. It is a great option for almost every occasion, and is equipped by default. The second weapon, the rifle cannon, is your long-range damage dealer. While having less DPS than the minigun, it has a lot more range and is perfect for picking off strong enemies from afar. However, it does struggle against hordes. Finally, the third weapon, the missile battery, is your splash damage dealer. It has the least amount of DPS and has slightly less range than the sniper, but it makes up for it by having flying detection and dealing explosive damage. Moving on to the secondary hardpoint, we have 2 options. The first option, the multi-purpose SAM, acts as a secondary damage dealer and is equipped by default. It can target flying enemies and deal splash damage. However, it doesn't have much range. This weapon can make up for the lack of splash damage and flying detection for some of the primary weapon options, whilst also increasing the overall DPS of the unit. The second option, Marker Light, is a support weapon. It has an extremely long range, but deals no damage. Instead, the enemy being targeted by the Marker Light will take 15% more damage from all damage sources. Do note, this effect does not stack. Before we continue any further, I want to go over another new mechanic that is unique to this upgrade path. I briefly mentioned this earlier, but this is the Squadron Mechanic. Abrams Walkers spawned by the same spawner will no longer behave as individual units. Instead, they will act as a single coherent unit. So what does this look like? Let's take this current upgrade as an example. It has a squadron size of 2, so 2 Abrams Walkers are spawned every 191 seconds, and a squadron limit of 2, so only 2 squadrons, or 4 Abrams Walkers, can be on the map at once. Units in the same squadron will stay together in the order they spawned. The squadron only moves forward when all Abrams Walkers in the squadron stop firing. So, Abrams Walkers in the same squadron equipped with weapons with shorter range will wait for Abrams Walkers equipped with weapons with longer range to finish shooting before moving forward. Abrams Walkers will only stop to shoot when their primary weapons are in range. So, for example, the Marker Light has 100 range, but will not cause the Abrams Walker to stop moving when it is in range because it is not a primary weapon. Additionally, Every Abrams walker in a squadron must be destroyed so that it is not counted in the squadron limit for a new squadron of Abrams walkers to be spawned. One more thing to note, the respawn time is actually 235 seconds, but because the bottom two upgrade paths were purchased, it will be 191 seconds instead. Also, switching the loadout will only apply to newly spawned units and will not affect Abrams walkers already on the map, so be strategic with your timing. The next upgrade, additional hardpoints, will cost $150,000. The Abrams walker now has 10,000 HP and gains an additional primary hardpoint. The squadron size and limit stay the same. Each primary hardpoint can equip one of the weapon options I mentioned earlier, with an additional option now being available. This is the radar module, which primarily serves as a support weapon. It doubles the range of all attachments and also temporarily reveals stealth enemies that are close enough. These effects can stack if you equip 2 radar modules, which can lead to some pretty interesting combos. Finally, we have the max top path upgrade, experimental armament for $225,000. And oh boy, things are about to get spicy. The Abrams walker now has 15,000 HP, gains a new experimental hardpoint, significant upgrades to basically every previous weapon, and ignores all damage resistances except for collision. The squadron size is now 3, but the squadron limit stays at 2. Unlike the current max level top path war machine, the respawn timer remains at 191 seconds, but you'll soon see why. Starting off with the primary hardpoints. The minigun is upgraded to the dual minigun. Just like its predecessor, this weapon excels in close range, dealing the most DPS and being effective against almost anything. This weapon is equipped by default. The rifle cannon is upgraded into the railgun. This weapon has an even longer reload time, but deals way more damage, in addition to gaining piercing attacks, which can help alleviate its weakness against hordes. The missile battery is upgraded into the heavy missile battery. Not only does it have a larger splash radius, but it fires in a larger burst and deals more damage. This makes it an even better option for clearing out hordes, and it's the only primary weapon with flying detection. Ending off the primary hardpoints, we have the radar module, which stays the same. Now, onto the secondary hardpoints. The multi-purpose SAM is upgraded into the advanced multi-purpose SAM. As usual, pretty much everything is upgraded, with the most notable one being a significant decrease in reload time, which makes this weapon much more consistent. This weapon is equipped by default. The marker light is upgraded to the precision marker light. This now increases the amount of damage the enemy being targeted takes by 25% instead of 15%. Rounding out the secondary hardpoints is the zombie arrestor perimeter device, or ZAP device for short. This weapon stuns nearby zombies to buy the Abrams walker more time to shoot. However, it does not work against bosses or stun immune enemies like the Goliath. Now, for the really juicy content, the experimental hardpoints. Starting off with the concussion missile launcher. This weapon can deal some heavy splash damage, but its primary purpose is to stun bosses and stun immune enemies. All this comes with the drawback of an extremely long reload time. This weapon is equipped by default. Next up is the Mammoth Augment. Utilizing the armor technology of the top path behemoth, the Abrams walker with this augment will now have 30,000 HP, as well as collision resistance. This greatly increases the unit's survivability and can also be used to tank for more fragile path units. Last, but certainly not least, is the Guardian Projector. This support attachment creates a shield around the Abrams walker that heals all path units within range and protects them from enemy attacks. This can be extremely useful for protecting high-value path units like the War Machine 3 and Overseer Prime from boss attacks, as well as preventing smaller units like the Enforcer and Rail Troopers from instantly dying in the late game. Now that we have finished covering every hardpoint, you may have noticed this ability. What does it do? Well, why don't I give a quick demonstration?
All pilots check in, what's your status?
Tortoise checking in, ready to deploy.
Hellstar checking in. Weapons on.
Callisto squad to Tango Blue 6, we're dropping in forklifts out from your location. Fall back from the front, we'll take it from here. Laying down cover fire. Go!
Locks 2.
Target painted! Stand clear!
Concussion now.
Enemy! 9 o'clock!
This ability has a 180-second cooldown and allows you to deploy a squadron of Abrams walkers anywhere on the map. This essentially halves the respawn timer of the Abrams walker and also gives you more control and consistency for when you want your Abrams walkers to be out on the map. And that concludes the final upgrade for the reworked Top Path War Machine. Now, some of you might be thinking, how many different ways can you customize the new Abrams walker? Don't worry, I got you, but if you're not interested, just skip over this. For level 3, there are 6 different ways to configure each Abrams walker, and with a squadron of 2, there will be 36 total configurations. For level 4, there are 32 different ways to configure each Abrams walker, and with a squadron of 2, there will be 1,024 total configurations. That's a lot, but just wait, because for level 5, there are 144 different ways to configure each Abrams walker, and with a squadron of 3, there will be 2,985,984 total configurations. So if you think about it, this tower basically has 3 million upgrade paths. Anyways, should this be added to TDX? How would you customize your squadron of Abrams walkers? Are there any other custom attachments you would like to see? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider joining my membership. These videos take an extremely long time to make, and any kind of support helps me a ton.